So this is a supplication not of disbelief, but supplication of amazement. My Lord, surely my bones have become brittle, old man, and grey hair had spread across my head. But I have never been disappointed in my prayer to you, my Lord. And I am concerned about my faith of my relatives after me, since my wife is barren. So grant me by your grace a hair means a child, who will inherit prophethood from me and the family of Yaqub, and make him, O Lord, pleasing to you. So for this particular supplication, he actually talked about his bones and hair, okay, to increase the possibility of getting accepted. But Allah, of course, accepted the supplication of prophets. So what can we also learn here is that nothing happens by chance or coincidence. Yeah, nothing happens by chance or coincidence, because Allah, the All-Wise, Al-Hakim, was awaiting this prayer from his prophet, and Allah's response was immediate. Okay, so Allah answered Prophet Zakarriyyah's prayer. Okay, it was not so said inside the book. Why Zakaria want a child? Because he saw Maryam, and Maryam was a child, but Maryam was a pious child, and not the pious child, get rizqi directly from Allah. How special is that? So he wished for a child, and Allah accepted Prophet Zakarriyyah's prayer. Okay, and in fact at that time, okay, when the angel spoke to Maryam, and when Allah gave the fruits to Maryam, it was said Maryam was only 15 years old or 13 years old, like that. Okay, quite young, right? Teenager, right? So next, okay, we can read from our book here. Okay, your book said, Zakarriyyah noticed a strange thing. Allah provided for Maryam Alaihisalam the fruits of winter in summer and those of summer in winter. He was an old man who had no son that could inherit prophethood among the children of Israel. He fervently wished he had a son, but his bones were now weak, and his hair was all grey, and his wife was barren and old too. Nevertheless, he continued to pray to his Lord, trustingly and quietly saying, O Lord, grant me from your mercy a righteous son, for indeed you are all hearer of supplications. And Zakarriyyah's invocation here was made in the middle of the night, in a mihrab, from the humble heart of a man who is in dire need. He was beseeching Allah with a heart full of certainty that he would be answered, and he was asking the one who had power over all things and the most benevolent and the most merciful Lord. The angels soon gave Zakarriyyah glad tidings of a son to be born to him, who would be greatly endowed with knowledge and devotion to worship the Almighty Allah. So he invoked, Allah immediately answer. Okay. So here in Surah Maryam verse 7 and in Surah Al-Imran verse 39 is Allah's answer. In Surah Maryam verse 7, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, O Zakarriyyah, indeed we give you good news of the birth of a son whose name will be Yahya. And the thing is, this is special because the one who named the child is not the father, but Allah himself. Okay? Whose name will be Yahya. Not only that, Allah said in the Quran, a name we have not given to anyone before. Meaning that before this child, there is no one on earth by the name of Yahya. First person by the name of Yahya. And this is what Allah said in Surah Maryam. Okay? Then also Allah also said in Surah Al-Imran, okay, the surah of family of Imran, what does Allah said? Verse number 39. Anna Allah yubashiruka biyahya musaddiqam bikalimatin min Allah wa sayyida wa hasura wa nabiyya minas salihin. Okay, so this is Allah giving Zakarriyyah good news. Yahya will confirm the word of Allah and will be, number one, great leader, a chaste person, means a holy person. Second, number three is a prophet among the righteous. So this is Allah's janji, or Allah's what janji in English? Promise. Promise for Zakarriyyah Alaihisalam. Okay. So Prophet Zakaria was really shocked. Why? Because Allah indeed had not only heard his dua, but also accepted it on the spot. Okay? So, inside your book, right, actually, in a way, Zakarriyyah wondered. Okay, if you read, maybe in a way, he doesn't believe lah, but he believed actually. Okay, he believed that, okay, his wife can give birth. But he thought, but it's impossible to think with logic. So that is what also Allah said in the Quran, whereby he was truly shocked and he wondered. So what does he say? In Surah Maryam, ayah number 8, my Lord, how can I have a son? وَامْرَأَتِي عَاقِرَ, and when my wife is barren and I am extremely old. How is this possible, O Allah? So we can see from his reaction, okay, it's not statement of disbelief, yeah, but an exclamation of surprise. Okay, from what we can see, this is indeed an exclamation of surprise from Prophet Zakarriyyah Alaihisalam. But what does the angel reply? The angel that sent this good news, the angel replied easily. Verse 9 of Surah Maryam, the angel said, so will it be, because your Lord says, it is easy for me. Okay, so see what is the answer of the angel. So will it be, because your Lord say, it is easy for me. So it's an easy task. So it's not impossible. Okay, I know your wife is barren, but for Allah it's easy. And not only that, the continuation said, just as I created you before when you were nothing. Zakarriyyah, you were not there on earth, and I created you. So for me to create, okay, a baby from a barren wife is something easy for me. So like I said, there's nothing impossible for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the Lord of kun fayakun. Okay. So Prophet Zakarriyyah Alaihisalam was grateful for his Lord. He called upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asking him to give a sign. Now, he want a sign. Still not disbelief, he believed, but to increase his faith. Okay, because he still wonder, my wife is literally barren. How can she give birth? So he asked Allah, oh Allah, give me a sign. Qala rabbi ij'al li ayah. I want a sign, Allah. Give me a sign, an alamah. Okay, so Allah immediately responded to him. Surah Maryam verse 10. Qala ayatuka Allah tukalliman nas thalathata ayyamin illa ramza. Your sign, you will not be able to speak to people for 3 nights despite being healthy. Illa ramza. You want to talk? Sign language. Sign language. But when you read the Torah or you read the holy books, the voice come out. So basically it's like this. Okay? You want to talk to a person, you open your mouth, there is no voice coming out. But if Zakarriyyah want to recite the holy books, there is voice come out. So he need to talk for 3 days using sign language only. So that is what Allah replied to him. That is your sign. Okay? And it really happened. And it happened. So does Zakarriyyah believe? He believed immediately when he started to speak to people, but no voice come out for 3 days. Okay? So here in Surah Maryam, okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordained, while Zakarriyyah was in the mihrab, he suddenly realized that his voice has eluded him. So he came out signaling to his people to glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the morning and the evening. So he still teaches, but since no voice come out, he need to teach using hand signal or sign language. Surah Maryam ayah 11. So in due course, Prophet Yahya was born. So we pause here. We can continue from our book. So in your book said, the next page, Zakarriyyah was surprised at the good news of a son to come, but he was also glad about it. He asked how that would happen, seeing that his wife was old and barren, and had never conceived before in her entire life, and he was too old. Allah answered that what he has been promised was easy for him, as he only has to command a thing to be if he desires it. He asked further how he would be able to recognize the time when that would happen, and he was answered that for 3 days he would be unable to speak to people except by sign language, despite being sound in health. He was then commanded to remember Allah a lot and glorify Him. Zakarriyyah's supplication and its acceptance were both miraculous and signs of mercy from Allah. He had not invoked Allah out of love for this world, but for the hereafter. Prophets of Allah were focused on higher purposes in life, and they seek benefits related more to the hereafter, and any benefits of this world only come to them as secondary matters. Okay? So when Yahya, the son of Zakarriyyah, was born, it was a great joy to the father, Zakarriyyah Alaihisalam, who never stopped thanking Allah for the grace. So the father, Zakarriyyah Alaihisalam, increased in devotion and obedience to Allah with a heart brimming with belief, a heart that seeks the reward and home of the hereafter, a heart fearing the torment that Allah reserved for those who do not seek Him. And Yahya grew into adulthood and was appointed a prophet like his father Zakarriyyah. Allah tried Zakarriyyah immensely with the killing of his sons Yahya by the Jews. They also killed the father by sawing a tree from which he was hiding after being chased by them. Okay? Okay, about the death of Zakarriyyah and Yahya, we will take inshallah in more detail in the story of Prophet Zakarriyyah. Okay, and it was a very sad death lah, because both of them were murdered violently. Okay, who died first? Yahya. And Yahya died in front of his father, meaning that Yahya was murdered literally in front of Zakarriyyah. And they chased Zakarriyyah. They want to kill Zakarriyyah. So Zakarriyyah went away until he was chased, until he was trapped. Okay. In fact, because here we say about Turiya, but whatever is it, inshallah we take next week. I know the time already ended. Inshallah we take next week of the Prophet Yahya's story, inshallah ta'ala. Okay. Since time is ending, but there is a question that might people ask. Okay, just give me about 5 minutes at least lah, or maybe more. I try to make it quick. So, from the story of Prophet Zakarriyyah, right? There was a female by the name of Maryam. The thing is, Maryam received revelations, and not only that, angels talked to her, and not only that, she had mu'jizah. So the question is, if Maryam have all of that, then is she a prophet? Because we know prophet receive wahyu. Maryam received wahyu. Okay, angels talk to prophets. Maryam also received conversation from prophets. Not only that, prophets got mu'jizah. Maryam also got mu'jizah. So this is a question. It's a good question, but I will just read out quickly. Okay, and for the answer, there are different of opinion. Okay, so the answer is like this. Okay, so basically, the question, to summarize the question is it true that there is a female prophet, or okay, is Maryam a prophet due to the reasons that I just stated? Okay, the answer. What has been stated clearly in the Quran? Apostles are among men and not women. This is the opinion of Jumhur, opinion of majority of scholars, as stated by Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani in his book Fathul Bari. And this is also stated by Imam Nawawi, where Imam Nawawi states that scholars agreed according to Imam al-Haramain, Imam al-Irshad, that Maryam is not a prophet. And the dalil is Allah's verse here in Surah Yusuf, verse 109, whereby Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِنْ قَبْلِكَ إِلَّا رِجَالًا نُوحِي إِلَيْهِمْ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْقُرَى, which means, and we send not before you as messengers إِلَّا رِجَالًا, except men, to whom we reveal from among the people of cities. Surah Yusuf, ayah 109. So the verse that I have just read affirms that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not send prophets among women and also jinn. Okay? From among women and jinn. However, there are several scholars who hold the opinion that there are prophets from among women. And some of these scholars are famous scholars. Example, Imam Al-Qurtubi. Al-Qurtubi, he has a tafsir, Al-Qurtubi. Then, okay, the next one is a Mu'tazili scholar, Abu Hasan Al-Ash'awi. The third one is Imam Ibn Hazm. Okay, these are some of the scholars that say that there are female prophets. Okay, and according to these scholars, among the women they consider as prophets are, number one is Maryam. Number two is Hawa. Although I don't talk about Hawa. Why they say Hawa? Because Hawa also received revelation. What? Okay, Hawa. Then the third one is Asiyah. Who is Asiyah? The wife of the Pharaoh. Okay. The fourth one is Sarah. The fifth one is Hajar. This is according to Al-Qurtubi, Abu Hasan Ash'awi, and Ibn Hazm. They said that these five women are prophets. So who are they? Maryam, Hawa, Asiyah, wife of Pharaoh, Sarah, and Hajar, the wives of Prophet Ibrahim Alaihisalam. Okay. Not only that, okay, if we were to look from the Christian sources, the Bible, okay, states that there are several pieces of evidence regarding to the existence of female prophets. Because in the Old Testament, it is stated that the name Mary, I just read quickly, okay, Deborah, Huldah, Noadiah, and the term several female prophets, while in the New Testament, a woman mentioned as Anna is described as a female prophet by Lucas. This is in the Bible. This is for the Christians, in Bible. As for the Jews pula, for the Jews, they also believe that, the Jews believe that there are 7 female prophets. Okay? As was recorded in their book Talmud. Okay. These are the names we know. Sarah, Maryam. Deborah, I don't know who. Hannah, we know, the mother of Prophet Shamuel. Okay. Then Abigail. Abigail is the wife of Prophet Dawood. This is according to Jews. Then Huldah and Esther. So 7 in total. Okay. But this is according to Imam Qurtubi, who said indeed there is a prophet. So Imam Qurtubi, how he answered the surah or the verse of Allah. So according to Imam Al-Qurtubi rahimahullah, when he was commenting on Surah Yusuf, the verse number 109 that I just read, this is the critique of those who are of the opinion, and they said, why are the angels not sent to them? This is Surah Al-An'am. So Imam Qurtubi answered with another surah, which is Surah Al-An'am, which means the ones sent to us are from among the men, which means the ones sent to us are from among the men, not from among the women, jinn or angels. This contradicts with a narration of Prophet ﷺ, where he said, indeed, from among the women are 4 prophets, which are Hawa, Asiyah, mother of Moses, and Mary. So there's a hadith, but I haven't checked the sanad. I don't know if this hadith is true or not, but according to Imam Qurtubi, there's a hadith. So the hadith said, indeed, from among the women are 4 prophets. They are Hawa, Asiyah, mother of Musa Alaihisalam, and Maryam. Okay, and this is inside Imam Qurtubi book, Jami' al-Hikam. Okay, now Imam Qurtubi said, pertaining to Mary or pertaining to Maryam, scholars have different opinions regarding the prophethood of Maryam. It is said, her prophethood is due to an angel. So this is the reason. Number 1, her prophethood is due to an angel being sent to her, and she is able to talk to an angel. This is the reason number 1. Number 2, okay, whereby this reason is for the reason that says she is not a prophet. Number 2, she is not a prophet, for she communicates with the angel as a human. She is able to see the angel Jibril physically, is such as the physical of Dihya al-Kalbi. Meaning that, okay, when Jibril Alaihisalam, okay, met the prophet, okay, the angels appear in 2 ways. The first in real form. And we know that Angel Jibril is the chief and is the biggest, right? when he covered one wing, how many wings Angel Jibril had? The hadith said 600 wings, means 300 on the right, 300 on the left. That is his real form. If he came in the form of a man, whereby the companion saw it, okay, he tried to imitate, okay, the Sahabi by the name of Dihya al-Kalbi. So according to Al-Qurtubi, or not according to according to those who reject Imam Al-Qurtubi's claims, is that the angels or Jibril that talked to Maryam is not the real form, but in a form of a man. Then, according to scholars that say that Maryam is not an angel, why? Because, okay, companion, so angel. Because we know the hadith Jibril, you memorize, right? By nama nahnu, hadith number 2 in the 40 hadith, right? Whereby angel Jibril met the prophet, sit down together. The prophet is teaching the masjid. Then a man came, okay, nice hair, wear white, but that is not a man, that's an angel, meaning that angel can come, okay, but if the angel is not meeting the prophet, he will disguise himself as a human being. So that is the strong opinion why Maryam is not a prophet, because although yes, he have speciality in meeting the angel, but he doesn't meet the angel in real form like the prophets. Okay, but we can see Imam Qurtubi's dalil is quite strong, right? Okay, so okay, just now the hadith I said, okay, the hadith that said about the 4 prophets, okay, I got the answer already. According to Imam Jarh wa Ta'dil, this hadith is maudhu', false. So there is no hadith. Okay. Okay, that's about all. So basically, just to summarize it, okay, the correct opinion is the Jumhur, which explain that prophets are only from men, because the dalil, just one dalil, but this dalil is so clear, whereby Allah said, "Wama arsalna." Okay, just now is Surah Yusuf. This one is also in Surah An-Nahl, whereby Allah used the word rijala. "Wama arsalnaka." Sorry, "Wama arsalna min qablika illa rijalan." Just now, verse 109 of Surah Yusuf. Now, verse 43 of Surah Nuh. Okay, "Wama arsalna min qablika illa rijalan." Sorry, not Nuh, An-Nahl. Surah An-Nahl, verse 43. Allah said, "And we send not before you except men to whom we reveal our message." Okay, so hopefully this explanation can increase our standing in the deen and lead us to the road where Allah bless us. So basically, the correct opinion is what? Okay, women cannot become prophets. Okay, Allahu Ta'ala Shawab. I know it's already late, 10:45, so we to just extend a bit. Inshallah, next week we will take Prophet Yahya Prophet Yahya Alaihisalam. Allahu Ta'ala Alam Shawab. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Wa sallallahu wasallam ala Muhammad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.